You were so introverted, you didn't even like know my name.
Yeah.
And I was like, "You're Ayush, right?" And he was like, "Ha." And
Yeah.
you didn't
And
know
I
my
didn't.
name till 3 days.
Yeah. And I didn't even try to. Like, I tried to find out, but I was not like keen to find out.
Huh? Oh. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Spitballin podcast. I am your host Haris Amjad, and with me is my co-host Ayush Yadav.
In today's episode, we try to establish a contrast between an introvert and an extrovert, taking a deep dive into our personal lives as how we interact with everyone else around us.
To begin this episode, we would just like to clarify what an introvert and an extrovert is for those of you who do not know.
So, personally, I identify as an introvert, and what that means is I'm comparatively shy and basically I don't share a lot about me to many people. Like, I have my close friends, but I don't like to share my personal life with everyone. That is very ironic because I'm making a podcast, but like I'm slowly trying to establish a connection with the world.
Okay, and I identify as a extrovert because and so an extrovert is a person who's really outgoing and enjoys like being with people and making new friends, and they kind of talk a lot to people,
Hmm.
but not necessarily sharing like what you said.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the extroverts do not necessarily share a lot about themselves to other people as well.
Hmm. But they have good social skills and
Yeah, and they have good social skills,
yeah.
and they're able to like talk to people and like
Mostly people
enjoy
enjoy
social
their yeah.
situations.
Mo-
Whereas introverts are more like they prefer the comfort
hmm.
of their home and
Yeah.
like to stay within themselves and with.
Hmm. Just to have a space of their own.
No.
So to start off, I would like to share how being an introvert has made my life different than yours or any others. So there are pros, there are cons, and that's in everything. So like the biggest pro for me is I can do basically anything I want and without actually having to be dependent on others to have my fun in a sense. Like I can have fun on my own. I can enjoy, I can watch movies. I don't particularly,
Need people to
yeah,
make me happy.
yeah,
It's like a plus point on
hmm,
the side.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's kind of the complete opposite for me. So, not to say that I don't like to spend time with myself. I'm kind of in a paradoxical situation these days, in a sense that I used to be really extroverted, like
hmm,
extremely extroverted, but these days I'm being less extroverted and becoming more of an ambivert, which is kind of
yeah.
a middle ground between an introvert and an extrovert. So I feel like that, but I do not know. My
Hmm.
friends still call me quite extrovert. Feel that I'm still
I
quite
feel that we
extroverted.
both are trying to be ambiverted.
Yeah,
I'm,
I think this.
yeah,
I think being friends has like influenced us.
yeah,
So like when I remember when I first met you, so you were so introverted, you didn't even like know my name, and
yeah,
I was like, "You're Ayush, right?" And he was like, "Ha," and
yeah.
you didn't
And
know
I
my
didn't,
name till 3 days.
yeah. And I didn't even try to, like, I tried to find out, but I was not like keen to find out.
Okay, so if you do not remember, what year would it be? Third class, so like
Like,
9 years. So
yeah,
if you
2008, 2009, something around that.
so if you don't remember 2008, 2009, Ayush Yadav, he was so shy he wouldn't talk to the guy sitting next to him. He didn't know his best kind of. What
Yeah.
was that one story?
I don't know. Once, if you're hearing this, I'm really sorry. But honestly, when once was my best friend in third till like fifth because he left, changed schools and stuff. So what happened was Vansh came up to me and he was all like, have you watched this movie? And he was like little weird. So he kind of told me to watch Charlie's Angels in third. So that's how our friendship grew. And I don't know for how long I did not even knew that he existed in my class. And like he was the last roll number, we obviously was the last roll number, and I was like, who are you?
So once came out to Ayush
Yeah.
in class and he was like, "Who are you?"
And on the other side, you were like, I was not even in the same
Yeah,
section.
yeah. So we were in the same school, but we
Yeah.
were in different sections where we met through our transport
Yeah.
van. We used to go back home in the same van.
Hmm.
So he recently joined my van, and I instantly knew that he was Ayush because that's how extroverted I was. I knew the name of everyone in my batch,
Yeah.
except for like one or two people, obviously. But
And you had the guts to talk to me. I would have never even like talked to you, even if I knew your name.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I don't have that sort of problem in like talking to people.
Hmm.
Like I know for a fact that a lot of people have trouble even asking for simple things, like even
Yeah.
if when you want help, like you will not stop. Like if I
Hmm.
can say for you, if you don't know the way, you won't stop and ask the auto wala. You'll just google it
Yeah.
and like go to like try and maps,
Hmm.
if even if it shows you the wrong place, you
Yeah.
just do that. And that's kind of the difference. Like I feel like people should, and I don't understand how people cannot, because I have never lived that way. But yes, I feel like people should be more open to like talking to people, because when you talk to people, you learn new things and you kind of learn to
Hmm.
empathize with others.
Yeah. Not that being introverted is bad or anything.
Yeah, it is not bad. It is a way of life, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if you are an introvert, that's completely
Hmm.
fine.
And especially like what I have realized is people think that you are rude or
Hmm.
because you are introverted.
I
That
get
has
it.
happened a lot to me. Like just because I don't say hello or something, and they have an ego. Like if someone comes
To
up to
you,
me
yeah.
and talks, then I'll be like, fine, okay, I'll make a normal conversation, and I'm good with people who start a conversation, but I cannot ever do it that I go up to someone and talk. Yeah, and that has like caused many things, like many times has caused trouble to me because there are some opportunities that you miss too.
Yeah. At the end of the day, there's some jobs which, or some activities which require you to be an extrovert, or
Hmm.
which require that you interact with people. And if you're not that sort of a person, then I'm sorry, then you might not succeed in that field, because people look for those skills when they're employing people like that.
Hmm. Like interviews are very essential
Hmm.
for any job.
Hmm.
And like I recently went to my college interview and I had to talk about stuff. So luckily my like the people interviewing me were very open and frank and actually wanted to talk about
Hmm.
stuff that I like. So I can make a conversation in the fields that I know, like movies and video games. And it was a film school, so it had a pretty chill kind of an atmosphere. But if I go to like an interview with where I have to put on a suit and like
Hmm. Like kind of be in a formalish
yeah,
setting.
like where I have to make a conversation and impress them,
Hmm.
that's very difficult because honestly, like being an introvert had made me realize that you don't have to impress everyone. So, and but recently I've realized that some people need like you need to have an impression of yourself. You need to express yourself, and like being introverted is good because you have a space to think and you have a space to breathe.
Hmm.
Like what being an extrovert makes me like I have seen you being an extrovert, you find a place to breathe everywhere, like even amongst hundreds of people and on stage or something like that, you can find a place to talk and basically establish your audience.
Yeah, I feel like when you're an extrovert, you learn the social skill of giving people what they want to hear. So, so like when, for instance, I have a lot of friends, but I just have five or six close
Hmm.
friends to whom I can talk everything I want, and I can tell how I'm feeling and everything else. Apart from that, I have friends like academy friends too, with whom I play football, friends with
Hmm.
whom I discuss football, friends with whom I just play online video games,
Yeah.
friends with whom I just go down and eat momos. That's it. And that's sort of how an extrovert lives basically. He
Hmm.
delegates parts of his social needs, in a sense. So delegates parts of his social needs to different places and kind of
Yeah.
gets satisfaction from all of that.
Like video games, for example, like I had never even unmute my mic when I'm playing with random people.
Yeah, and on the other hand, I
Yeah.
I talk to randoms so much. Like
Hmm.
if a random person has a mic, I will genuinely say hi, and if they're like
Yeah.
courteously reply to my hi and they're like nice and stuff, I'll
Hmm.
ask them like what's up, what where they
Yeah.
are from, and like what is, if they like, I'll comment on the characters and stuff and online games.
Hmm.
So like right now these days I'm playing Apex Legends a lot.
Yeah.
So I have, and my friends, even Ayush included, play Fortnite. So I don't have like a designated squad to play Apex with. So I played with randoms for a lot of the
Hmm.
beginning part, but now I kind of have an international squad where I play with a
Yeah.
Malaysian dude and a Pakistani girl, and it's kind of works, man. Like
Yeah.
we talk about games and like
Plus, you
even
get to
discuss our
know a
life.
lot about
Yeah.
like general life and how they live
Hmm.
and where they're from and stuff. That's quite interesting.
And even like I didn't know that the Malaysian guy told me that the education system in the country is kind of different. So that he's 17 and he's in university and he's doing big data management or something. So
Hmm.
like that was cool to know that people in other parts of the world who
Yeah.
my age or like even below my age are
Hmm.
doing cool stuff.
Hmm.
And that's how like you go. And now coming back to the point, like where I said our association or our friendship has kind of influenced us both in
Yeah.
the opposite direction. So I feel like for you, you were a really introverted person, but I've seen you like mature into more extroverted, and
Hmm.
like earlier I would imagine that if you and me were friends, and if I had a third friend and I would introduce him to you, you
Yeah.
would kind of accept him in that sense, like incorporate him within our groupish.
Hmm.
But now I know that if I know someone and I introduce both of you, you
Yeah.
will kind of like hit it off if you like
Hmm.
genuinely feel that person is nice or
Yeah.
not. Like then it will not be a case of you being an introvert. It will more be like a case of you liking that person or not.
Hmm. Like, also, I've recently, like, because of you, I guess, I've tried to establish conversations with people, especially with the whole student council thing.
Hmm. I feel like student council was really good for you.
Yeah.
It kind of
Except my marks, बाकी सब के लिए.
like you're still doing what you want, so
Yeah.
it doesn't make any
Hmm.
difference at the end of it.
Actually, I kind of treaded towards realizing what I want because I try to be more extroverted and talk to more people.
Hmm.
Like, everyone has a lot to share, and if you're just within yourself staying, that's why everyone needs to establish that ambivert connection where you have your space,
Hmm.
plus you can talk to anyone.
Yeah, like I was that kind of a guy a few years back that if I had a notification or message on my phone, I would not, like, as soon as it turned up, I would reply to it. As soon as it like came up or anyone sent me a message, I would reply to it, and don't feel bad. But these days I've been like ignoring messages left, right, and center.
Hmm.
I don't want to go out with friends. I'm canceling plans. I'm staying in. And like earlier, I could not imagine even going, like, the market near my place is so
Hmm.
close by. So I would, even if I had to go eat momos over there or eat like street food, I would take someone. I would
Hmm.
not go alone. Even if that person has to be my sister, I would have to take someone. I cannot go alone and eat food. Not in a restaurant, not in a movie, or not everywhere,
Yeah.
or not anywhere. But like, yeah, these days I'm kind of like, fuck it, I'm going alone. I don't want to go with anyone. And I feel that had started because of the whole after 10th, 11th,
Hmm.
12th scene. Because at that point, I'll be really honest, I did not enjoy being in my class. I
Hmm.
did not have a lot of friends per se in my class and people who I could talk to. Like, and if I'm saying I did not have people who I could talk to, you know I did not have, because I genuinely tried to. And that's it. So, in those 2 years, I was kind of dependent on just one or two friends in my class. And when they didn't come, I was kind of bored and did not
Yeah.
have anything to. I had to learn to be with myself.
Hmm.
And that kind of helped me in a
Yeah.
sense.
I was so introverted that I went to movies all by myself, and I still do, and I still enjoy
I
it a
still
lot.
I still have like grudge against you for making me see Skyfall alone. We okay, guys. We had a plan to watch the James Bond Skyfall together, and Ayush went ahead and watched it himself, like alone, like not even with someone. We had a plan, and I was like, "I'll book tickets tomorrow," and he said, "Oh, I have already watched that movie." And then he has the guts to say to me that it's, and I'm a like James Bond fan, and he has the guts to say to me that it's not that good. Don't watch
It
it.
was Spectre. Skyfall was good. I think we cancelled the plans on Spectre.
Acha, हाँ,
Yeah.
Spectre, sorry. It was Spectre, sorry. But he said it was not that good.
Hmm.
So, but I had like, so, I was so angry at him, I went alone. And that was the first time I ever went alone to watch a movie.
Yeah. It's a good thing to watch movies alone because, like, even though movies are sort of a family friends experience, but when you really want to concentrate on the movie, it's good to have like some alone time and have a popcorn all by yourself and stuff.
This is Ayush's introverted Ayush coming
Yeah,
out, guys.
but actually, like we recently watched Us. After that, we watched Endgame.
Endgame as well.
Yeah, so even that was pretty fun with everyone sharing and stuff. And like, there's certain movies you cannot enjoy alone.
Hmm. Like, I get if you're watching kind of a psychological thriller or a
Hmm.
like a movie that has a slow pace
Yeah.
alone, but when you're watching comedy or family films, then
Hmm.
you kind of need to have people around you whom with
Like
whom you can
even
laugh.
with Us, I don't think I can watch it alone on like in a theater because it's fucking scary and like it's very creepy. So
To be honest, I didn't find us that scary. Well,
like it's creepy.
it is creepy
Yeah.
but not scary.
It's if you want to
Not
talk
going,
about
not going
Yeah.
off track. We have made an entire episode about
Yeah.
us. If you like want to hear us talk more about us, you can just go back there. It's
Alternate
episode
endings
number
part
5,
2.
part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can go and listen to that. So to end, like my ending remarks would basically be that you are who you are, and if you're an
Yeah.
introvert and you enjoy being an introvert, there's no harm in that. You completely fine. You're even perfect, dude.
Yeah.
But if you're like wanting to, or if you're like feeling like you want to change yourself, then do consider it, because being an extrovert also like opens many opportunities
Hmm.
for you.
Like I think that introvert always has kind of being an introvert always stops you from certain things while being an extrovert does that too. So you have to find a balance and like do what you are who you are, that's true, but you can always make certain changes to kind of make yourself better. So
And
yeah.
at the end of the day, humans are like social beings, so
Hmm.
you'll enjoy social interactions and being loved and
Yeah,
stuff. And
like we have developed a language, use it.
huh, yeah, it took us a
We have
minute.
developed many languages actually.
Hmm.
Okay, so I guess that's it for today. Thanks for listening.
If you liked this episode, please do like, share, and subscribe. We're available on YouTube as well, Spotify,
Apple
Apple
Music.
Music, and also in Anchor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So share with your friends, tell them about this episode, and if you have anything
Hmm.
like always, if you have anything to say, please mention it in the comments.
Comments.
We'll be glad to see your responses,
Yep.
and we'll respond to them ourselves.
And if you want us to talk about something, also leave it in the comments or DM us.
DM us or retweet us.
Yeah.
We're also on Twitter.
Okay.
Have a great week, guys.
Peace.
To breathe, but that it's alright. Hush.